Thanks for coming out tonight to a very, very special event. This is, of course, the Death Stranding 2 game premiere. And following on Friday, you probably saw Hideo was with us live at Summer Game Fest. Did you guys see that or with us in the audience? He showed you a scene of Neil. There's going to be a lot more Neil tonight. There's going to be a lot more Hideo and a lot more of the cast in the game that we're going to show you at this very special event. This is a special moment for me because we announced...
Irgendwas mit dem Licht und der Kamera ist komisch.
Ich kann es bei mir auch nicht viel lauter machen. Super leise bei mir. Mach's für euch mal lauter.
Vor allem, weil es mal lauter, mal leiser ist auch.
The first live game demo, and you're going to see some stuff that you've never seen before from Death Stranding 2. Multiple clips of it. You're going to get a great sense of this game, and I've had a chance to play a bunch of it. I was in Tokyo a month or so ago, played more than 20 hours of it, and it's really spectacular, so you're going to get a taste of that tonight. Well, enough about me and my experiences. Let's hear from the man.
Hat schon 20 Stunden gespielt, weil, was ist das denn wieder?
A true legend in the entertainment world. Please join me in welcoming the world-renowned game creator, Mr. Hideo Kojima.
Wollt ihr es noch lauter haben? Ja, stimmt, dann ist Gronkh auch viel lauter. Stimmt, ich mach ihn da mal leiser. Stimmt, dankeschön. Weil ich gerade alles bei mir hier lauter gemacht habe, aber dann
okay, ja.
Well, Mr. Kojima,
ich kann mal kurz reden, dass du mich abmischen kannst, solange nichts passiert ist.
So sollte es okay sein. So sollte es gut sein, ja.
Okay, super. So. Yeah! Ja, alle Typen aus dem Publikum wieder.
Ich liebe dich! A long journey to get here. The game is complete. Now you're beginning the world tour, and we're starting it here in Los Angeles, where we announced the game a number of years ago. I'm sure you must be looking forward to its final release, and I know the fans are looking forward to it. So how are you feeling?
I've been creating games for 40 years, and I had so many things, but this time it was special. We had the pandemic, and I became a little sick during the pandemic, and I thought I would never finish DS2, but I made it, and I'm here today for the event, and I'm happy as ever. Thank you so much, everyone.
They're going to be even happier when I think they get to play it. You know, we're all itching, obviously, to play through the full game. I got to play some of it, and everyone here is going to get to play it when it comes out June 26. Why don't you tell people what you have in store for them tonight, for those of you here in the audience, and of course, all of you watching the live stream as well.
I edited a couple of trailers you've seen. And I think you're full with trailers, right? My trailers. However,
we love them.
However, Street Day is right around the corner, and I don't want to give any, secret away. So I'll show you a little opening and also the gameplay, and also invite some cast. And I hope everyone could just enjoy that as a show tonight.
Fantastic. You guys into that? We're very much looking forward to the fact that we're going to have some live gameplay of it. But before we get to the guests and the game, I want to talk a bit about the journey of bringing DS2 to life. You mentioned the COVID pandemic. I know that you were sick for a while. It was a challenging time for you personally. And I know that affected the story that you wanted to share with the players in that game. So could you maybe talk a little bit about the journey to bring us to this day?
Well, 2016, when I started Death Stranding, that area, the social situation was everyone was divided, solitude. So I made that as a theme in DS1. And I said, everyone, let's get connected. And right after that release of the game, we had the pandemic. And my fiction became a little reality. And I experienced a lot during the pandemic. And since we had internet, we had this connection over digital during the pandemic, which was great. But it moved on too much to digital, and we forgot about analog connection to meet in person. So when I already had the DS2 idea, but I had to scratch that off because I experienced the pandemic. So I rewrote because it's a new connection after pandemic. So I put that in the game system, and I wanted everyone to experience that because it's after the pandemic I created DS2.
So in many ways, you created stories for two games. So the one version, then you rewrote it and reconceived it?
Well, it was just in my head, when I first. And I'm not going to reveal that, so,
Well, you're, of course, back here in Los Angeles now, where we announced DS2 at TGA, and I know LA has been a big part of the story of this game, with you coming here to do a lot of the performance capture with the cast as well, right?
Yeah. I come to LA probably a lot. I have a lot of friends here as well. And when I was a child, I saw a lot of dramas like Chips and all these based on Starsky and Hutch, all these California, LA thing, and I loved it. And I wanted to be a homicide detective of LA police, but I couldn't be that, I wanted to, but that's how much I love LA.
Haben die jetzt lauter gemacht?
Well, we're glad to have you here. LA loves you, Hideo. As I mentioned, I was lucky enough to be over in Tokyo just a few months ago to get a chance to play through the early parts of Death Stranding 2. It's a lot of the previews that you read online from media that got a chance to experience the first 20 or 30 hours of the game. And it was, as someone that loved DS1, DS2 really takes things to the next level and adds a lot of new elements that we'll talk about tonight. But I think it really has refined a lot of the ideas that you had in the first game. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the shirt that you're wearing.
Und nein, Hideo hat selber einen Knopf im Ohr. Du hörst den Übersetzer vom Englischen in die Sprache von ihm.
Tell us about this.
Well, I've asked Pablo Uchida
Show
to draw a
Ende,
new
das war Reveal.
And you remember the DS1 poster he drew, and I'm a big fan of him, so I asked him again to draw a poster for DS2.
Oh, sieht cool aus.
Wow, well, that's beautiful, and that's a first look at that poster there as well. Amazing. Well, thank you for sharing that with us, Hideo. Where is that going to be used? It's a poster, but we'll...
Yeah, posters or like the title of the novel that I'll do. I'm like marketing, PR things, but it's not for the game package. The game package is, as you know, it's Sam and Lou, so that would be the key art for the game.
Der Dolmetscher ist ein Tier.
All right, well, we have so much to show you guys today, including a bunch of gameplay from Death Stranding 2. And I'm sure you're excited to bring out some of our guests and hear from our guests. So, Troy, you have a long history with Mr. Kojima across multiple franchises, and Higgs is back in DS2, but you obviously started collaborating with him on Metal Gear and now into this. Tell us a bit about returning to the role of Higgs 5 years later. How does it feel?
That's a weird thing to think about. It's been 5 years. First of all, whenever you have a new project like this, a new idea, no matter how experienced you are, it's always a little scary to come up with something new. And you guys have been so incredibly supportive. And in 5 years, we've watched this community grow to such an amazing level and with such voracious support for this story, for this character, for all of the characters. And so to come back to this 5 years later, after seeing, I gotta say, Higgs cosplay is like next level, y'all. And it is always cool every time. So now I can see how much this story, how much these characters, and especially the story that we tried to tell and the message that we tried to communicate with this game, how much that's resonated with you guys. So to come in 5 years later and go, okay, now let's take it up higher. We all rose to that challenge, and I think that we did a damn good job. I can't wait for you guys to play it.
I would agree. Wood Kid, at South by Southwest, it was revealed your collaboration with Hideo.
Zeig
tonight
doch
we'll talk
mal.
a lot about that, because it's a very deep collaboration
Show don't tell.
that you had across the score and soundtrack.
Ist ja auch
And
zum
we'll hear
Anhypen.
some
Ja,
incredible work
natürlich.
tonight. But tell me, how did this collaboration begin with Hideo?
Hideo called me for the director's cut of the first episode, the first installment, And he wanted to use 2 songs from my second record on it.
Krass ist, dass sie für Death Stranding 2 Geoff Keighley als Moderator haben der Präsentation.
Warum?
Naja, war das bestimmt. Macht ihr das als Freund oder ist das?
Ich glaube, ja.
Ich weiß es nicht. Ja, vielleicht.
Ich will dran glauben. Als würdest du meinen YouTube-Kanal bewerben. Als guter Kumpel. Und Geoff Keighley, der war auch
du weißt genau, ich muss jetzt fragen. Du weißt genau, ich muss jetzt fragen, wie der heißt, weil wie stehe ich sonst da, ne? Lass uns mal auf die Präse konzentrieren. Dominator LP.
I have my little office, you know, and then there's a meeting space right next to it. So I said, this is Yohan's room. And he comes early in the morning and it goes late at night. And every time I go to the bathroom, I kind of stop by and say, hey, what's your new song? And he made me listen to the, you know, and I also did like the training with him together, like stretch in the morning with my trainer. So it was a really strange relationship. He was there for like a long time.
I wasn't abducted. There was nothing weird. It was consensual.
But I think, you know, your games always have music as a key through line, and it feels like for this one, you know, the songs he was working on really have an emotional connection to the story, right? And there were themes and emotions that you're really trying to convey, not only through the lyrics, but through the music and tone. So I'm sure that was part of your storytelling in many ways, right?
Well, same as movies, music is like, I don't know, maybe 80% is like important. Music is important. Like sound effect as well, like music, sound effects. And there could be like a total silence, and that could be a sound effect as well. So again, you have a controller, you have a monitor in front of you, a 2D, and you just have a music or sound effect coming in, you know, 2D. You don't have any temperature, you can't taste anything, but if you have sound effect and music, you get more immersive, and it also kind of affects your emotion through music. You might not need a dialogue sometimes. You have like a happy song or a sad song, and it really evokes your emotions. So I think music is, in that way, very important.
Yes, well, we'll see some demonstrations tonight, I think, of how much music is key to the experience of DS2. All right, well, we've got much more to talk about, but I think you guys are here also to see some footage that's never been shown before of Death Stranding 2. And before we get to the gameplay demo, Hideo's prepared a couple of clips from the game that he wants to showcase for
jetzt will ich nicht mehr.
So first of all, we're going to look at
Jetzt will ich mehr von Woodkid
Tomorrow,
erfahren.
played by Elle Fanning, and Rainey, played by Shirley,
super sympathisch.
in-game. Do you want to tell us anything about what we're about to see, Hideo?
Well, I already shown this at Tokyo Game Show, but today I wanted to show the English version of it. Tomorrow,
Ein deutscher Dolmetscher wäre auch genial, den wird da keiner verstehen.
English dialogue.
Great. Okay, here's the first look at that clip.
Oh, jetzt.
Oh, ja, jetzt. Ich bin bereit.
Thank you. In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural that Tomorrow wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in a realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Ich finde die Puppe immer noch merkwürdig.
Nein.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling.
So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Oh, that was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
So you'll be a mother who gives birth to her baby.
Mm-hmm. And I just can't wait.
Talk about terrible, Sam. I've heard dogs with better tone.
Well, let's talk a bit more about the
Okay, es
relationship
wird wieder eine
between
sehr
Tomorrow
weirde
and
Erfahrung
Rainy
alles.
Hideo. What can you
Es
tell
wird
us
wieder
about
eine
what we should take
sehr
away from
weirde
that scene about
Erfahrung.
their relationship?
Da steckt was ganz Tiefes dahinter.
Well, Sam is
Mehrere
and you have this Magellan following you.
Meter.
And in
Es
the
geht um die
Magellan, you
Metaebene.
kind of group your members onto the Magellan. And Tomorrow and Rainy, of course, has special abilities, but they were even fragile. They were like very lonely, so they come in, and you're slowly connecting with them as well, all of them. So Sam, in DS1, he connected the world just alone. But this time, you could summon the Magellan once you connect the chiral network. So you could go back, and they will always be there for you. So to Sam, it's almost like a home. So you could see the progression of how they grow inside, as a team in the Magellan. So that's my goal there.
Shirley, we heard you singing there, I think, right? That was your voice?
Yeah.
What was it like recording that scene, but also getting to sing?
Well, we sang it. I think did we shoot that scene? Yeah, we shot that scene as well, but in addition, there was ADR, and I'm doing the voice for both English and Japanese, and I don't sing usually. Okay. So I think I was nervous the most to shoot this scene, because it's like completely silent in the ADR room, and you can just hear your voice back, but it was a fun scene.
Well, you sound great.
Thank you.
Should sing some more. Absolutely. Troy, we know that you sing, and you sing damn good. We heard your voice for the first time, I think, at the DS2 reveal trailer at TGA. We heard you doing Higgs doing BB's theme. So can we expect some Higgs singing in this game?
If he lets me, absolutely. If you don't know, like I got my start. I thought I was going to make my dent in the world as a musician, and life went no. And instead, I've got this really cool other path for you to follow, and I'm grateful for that. And one of the things that I love most about working with Hideo is the fact that he looks at who we are as people, and he infuses that into the character. And that is something that is such an honor, and I don't say that lightly, because it's so much fun just for someone to go, hey, I want you to sing, or I want you to create your music in this thing that you've always been passionate for. I'm going to make you do something you're not comfortable doing, but that becomes a part of the character. And so I'm grateful. He gave me a chance to sing. I did my best. I hope you guys like it, because definitely, as you've seen, the music, the bar for the music in this game is super high. So I'm just happy to try and vault over it.
Well, Higgs
didn't
didn't have a guitar at first. And during COVID, when I was, everyone was feeling low, I was watching maybe YouTube, and I saw Troy's channel, and he was singing with a guitar, and I was really touched. I knew he could sing, but I thought, wait, he could sing really good. So I talked to Yoji, say, hey, can you design a guitar for Higgs?
Can I design a guitar?
So I don't want to say so much to spoil things, but Troy is just constantly singing in the game. So don't worry.
Lots of Troy.
Can I tell one more story?
Yes,
just one more quick story. This also speaks to how open he is to what we do. So you guys have seen this part. The first thing you ever see when Higgs comes in, and he goes, Sam the man, same as it ever was. That was a rehearsal. because when I hear the line, same as it ever was, I automatically think Talking Heads. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I do that thinking there's no way they're going to keep that. Someone from legal's going to go, what are you, crazy? And he goes, that's it. So that was the first time when I got to sing in Death Stranding 2.
Well, having played the game, I know there's a lot more Troy coming. Woodkid, we heard your To the Wilder, which is an incredible song. We heard your voice on that. Beautiful, amazing, emotional piece of music on the trailer at South by Southwest that's also available as a single. Tell us about the collaboration with Hideo, because you've done over a dozen different tracks with him, some vocal, some instrumental. Tell us about how you approached, collaborating with him for the music.
With a lot of respect, first of all, for his work and for the work of Ludwig and Lauror and just the path that has been written on the first game. So I was very humbled, and it's all about making procedural music. So it's a bit different in this game because it's not just taking some pop songs and putting them in the game. This time we've tried to engineer songs that were completely procedurally rebuilt by the engine. So it is procedural music. It is music that evolves based on the gameplay's actions, on the gameplay sequences, and it is so different for me. It's just a very nerdy approach of music, so I had to reverse engineer the tracks and really build them through musical theory and almost building our own samplers so that the harmony could be built based on the actions. So it's fascinating. It's an amazing process. I'm very grateful. I learned so much in the process.
Yeah. For a song like To the Wilder, does Hideo give you sort of a theme that he wants, an emotional, a feeling that he wants you to bring to life in music, or how do you collaborate on that in the lyrics and the feeling?
Yeah, Hideo came in the office with just the idea of making a song first. That would be kind of like a lead single for the game, but it came with the script, and I have this pile of paper I try to digest, and then the only thing that came in my mind was the idea of wilderness, and To the Wilder was something that came really quickly. I remember we had a demo and it was just humming stuff, To the Wilder, and the To the Wilder came. I was just in the very early on in the kind of random lyrics that I wrote, and it was yeah, that I like. And then I built all around this idea of what it is to be wild, but not just as a landscape, but also as what it is to be wild as a person.
いろんなキャラクターのテーマをヨアンに書いてもらって。
And also, Yoan created a lot of themes for each character.
早い時期にラフが出来上がってて、
the rough
しおりさんも一緒に聞きましたよね。
he sent to me, he made it very quickly, so I listened to Shiori as well with her character. So during the performance character, there was this rainy scene that we had to shoot with Shiori. We kind of put that music on the set. On that timing, the rainy theme, so that she could act according to it. So we did that too. So even during shooting, I kind of used his, draft songs to kind of evoke the emotions.
Wow. Well, we're going to hear much more about the soundtrack a little bit later. But I know you have something else to share with us as well.
Ich traue mich nicht dazwischen zu reden. Ich hoffe auf mehr Szenen natürlich.
Yes.
Ich versuche am Ball zu bleiben. Konzentration schon ein bisschen weg. Konzentration schon ein bisschen weg nach aller Zeit, aber
die wollen jetzt ein bisschen was zeigen.
She has special abilities.
Also klang gerade danach.
Ja, das wollen sie ja noch machen. Also Gameplay soll ja noch viel mehr kommen, nicht nur die eine Szene.
So I
War ja auch kein Gameplay.
That scene. Don't be too surprised watching this how she actions.
This is when the event starts to get crazy. Wait until you guys see this scene. Let's check this out tomorrow.
Ungünstig. Oh. Was? Okay, was ist denn ihre Rolle? Was als ob? Als ob! Voll geil. War kein Gameplay, ja, sehe ich ein, aber voll geil. Aber wie kann sie denn darin wandeln und auch noch die Zeit manipulieren? Und sie hat die goldenen Dinger hier. Sie hat auch die goldenen Dinger an den Augen. Ich habe die gerade gesehen, ich schwör's, da waren die goldenen Dinger.
Ja.
Das, ja, Chiralium. Ja, genau.
Genau.
Come on, right? Crazy game.
Okay, krass. Krass.
Well, now you can see some of what tomorrow can really do in the full game.
Total. Ich probiere es wirklich zu verstehen. Ich verstehe nicht.
What are we seeing there about tomorrow's abilities?
まあサムよりするはちょっと問題あるんですけど、
Well, it's a little problem. She's stronger than Sam.
まあタールが出るんですけど、
Well, she has tars coming out from her body, and that precedes the time, right, when something touches.
まあそれぐらいしか。
So I think that's the only secret I could tell you right now.
In that scene also, you talked about your collaboration with Woodkid. Woodkid, I believe that's some of your music that we're seeing there, right, as
あの
well?
曲もヨアンの曲ですね。
Yes, it's a Yoan's song, yeah.
So tell us a bit about, what can you tell us about that? Strat?
Yeah, it's a song called Tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's,
Where'd you get the name?
Worked hard on that title.
I remember seeing that scene and being like blown away by the strangeness of it. And I thought that we had to make a song that was completely deconstructed because there was some kind of craziness in it that had to be reflected in the music. So it's this kind of industrial breakcore that is fully randomized by in the process of composing it. It was just we had the engine kind of randomize everything, and I composed everything with like tools that helped me randomize the music. So it is so random. Hopefully in a good way, but it's like it's just breaks over breaks, and it goes crazy. And I remember Hideo always pushing me like more crazy. So it's just like yeah, we had a lot of fun editing that.
It's very arresting, amazing scene. Surely that's another side of Tomorrow. Is Rainey jealous of her abilities?
Yeah, I mean, how cool is that scene? I remember when I first even watched them rehearsing it with like this strange, I don't even know what you call like this equipment that can do all these kinds of moves. I was so jealous. It was so cool.
Troy, we don't have a Higgs scene today, unfortunately.
I sent you one, and you wouldn't play it.
Too many spoilers, Hideo said.
Too many spoilers.
But, you know, Higgs, obviously. What can you tell us about Higgs in this game? What will Hideo like?
I mean, dude, we went talking about going nuts and crazy. I thought we went crazy the first time. Nope. I will say this. Get used. We're just going to say no spoilers because we want you to play the game. We're not going to show you everything right now. But what I can tell you are there are scenes
Ja, sicher.
that I'm really proud of. I mean, I'm proud of the game, but like when you step on it, it's easy to go, okay, I know what this is like. I know how to do this. And every scene was something that was like, I don't know if I can do this, man. And there's some there's some great story that we get to really unpack, some parts of Higgs that we get to unpack in this, and I'm grateful that we did. I'm grateful that we didn't leave everything on the dance floor the first game, that there is more to explore with Higgs in this. And not just my character, but everybody. Leia Sadu, oh my God, in this game. We haven't even talked about her yet. You guys don't even know what you're in for. So I'm grateful that there's no shortage of ideas when it comes to Hideo and the vision of this, but also like that we as performers get the opportunity to try to execute that. And obviously we want to live up to the vision, we want to live up to our own expectation, but now, just like you said, it's been 5 years, second game, the bar is higher. More than anything, what everybody that stepped foot on that stage or into the office wants to do is give you guys the experience that you're not even expecting to get. And we blow past those expectations. That's what we want to do. Yeah.
Well, today I don't have Higgs scenes, sorry. But how many played DS1? Remember, you've battled so much with Higgs. This time, I'm going to make you battle 3 times more. And you're gonna go like Higgs again, you know.
Oh nein.
But at the end,
Erik, warum freust du dich denn so sehr?
Ich will über Pakete ausliefern.
Hope he's gonna make it. All right.
Und Abkürzungen bauen.
Well, we've seen a couple scenes. I know
wahrscheinlich.
everyone's very eager to get to the next part of the show because I understand we're going to show a live demo of DS2, right?
well, it's going to be released soon, but I wanted to show you the real opening part of the game. And I've kind of overlapped with the DS1 opening as well, deliberately. And one more game scene is, well, it's the Neil scene.
Yes. Fantastic. Yeah, we're going to see multiple sequences from the game, and we're very mindful of not spoiling.
Ich muss mir von DS1 vorher noch eine Zusammenfassung angucken, glaube ich, bevor ich da reintauche.
Live playthrough of the game. As Hideo said, you're going to see the literal opening kind of 5 minutes of the game. And it's going to be played live by a member of the KJP team, Yoshike, who's backstage right now, or he's actually going to come out here right now, and you're going to meet him, and he's going to play it on a PlayStation 5 Pro for you today. Here's Yoshike. Came all the way from Tokyo to play the game. He's a
Yesterday he was practicing, and he was so nervous yesterday. He had a bad stomach yesterday. He's okay today. But we did a rehearsal, and he kind of made a mistake at the rehearsal. So if he goes game over, I'm sorry. I'll apologize in advance.
And backstage, he's literally for the past 2 hours been playing again and again and again and again because he's so nervous about it. But the opening, obviously, you'll see the battle scenes get a little more intense. But yeah, we're going to show you the first sort of 5 minutes of the game. You'll hear some music from Woodkid. And anything you want to do to set this up, Hideo?
Yeah, let's show it.
Okay, so we're going to look at the beginning of Death Stranding 2 for the first time.
Jetzt bin ich auch mal gespannt.
And remember, this is all
Ich hatte anfangs immer so Panik, wenn die Suppe
in
kam in DS1. Deswegen bin ich jetzt sehr gespannt, dass die Kämpfe sollen noch schwerer werden. Okay.
I've always loved porters.
Nein, Auge nicht tränen jetzt.
Through freezing rain and biting wind. Across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts. They come to deliver something priceless. A glimpse of a life I've never known.
Mit dem Sound.
They're my window. My sole connection to the outside world. And I know they'll be back again. Today.
Klingt wie Absicht.
Ja, aber das kommt hier nicht so rüber, glaube ich, ne? Glaube ich, die Stimme geht, glaube ich, irgendwie so rum, aber klingt irgendwie weird.
Systems down to chops and the fears switching sides. I own $1 million worth of stuff, but I still won't sleep at night. What is it that I've become?
Der rechte Channel funktioniert nicht richtig, glaube ich.
Ja, tatsächlich. Ich glaube, da wackelt Channel-Kontakt.
Now the water level rises high in my cold paradise. where men sit in circles and talk numbers and never
Oh, die Musik, die Grafik, das.
the way they think of life as some kind of
Oh, die alte Brücke da gerade noch. Die verrostete.
Where is it that I belong?
Now, I'm sure, Hideo, people are wondering, we're seeing some of the names from DS1 here in the opening credits. What can you tell us about that?
Sorry for the cheering, but we have like flashback scenes and also from DS1 scene, an explanation for the DS1 scenes in the game. So they're appearing in that part.
Okay, sure.
So we're already in the game. This is in the border of Mexico and UCA. So it's 11 months after the ending of DS1. So you see Sam here, and he's just living on himself, delivering. And Lou, 11 months old, is actually delivering with Sam.
Oh.
So this is a tutorial stage. So I want people to learn the camera controls or the basic controls, the basic ones. So this is already in the game. And okay, we're going to change the camera a little bit.
Open world.
And we could maybe zoom it. Yep. So this is the real first part, the tutorial. All right, let's change the camera here. And that's the goal. It's Sam's hideout. So the first mission is to go back to your hideout. That's a simple mission, yeah? So it's an open world game, so you could go anywhere. And I want people to, learn the controls. You could go anywhere. So let's move on. So listen carefully here. When you run, you hear the drum rolls, right? You stop. No drums. So the music arrangement changes. It's a Johan's Woodkid song, but it will change according to players' actions. So even it also changes according to which route you take.
Okay.
So he's on top of the hill. You hear the melody, you have the rhythm coming in. And then, okay, let's go sidetrack a little bit. So the rhythm and the melody goes away. And you're going to slowly start to hear the strings and the piano. So this is the same song, but the soundtrack will differ according to how you play it, to each player.
You're guided by music.
Yes. So I have to say thank you, Woodkid, because this was such a difficult job. It's almost like autoplay, right? Auto music. So you could go anywhere here. Oh, there's a chiral creatures. But we could go into them, but let's avoid them for now. They won't attack you unless you attack them, so you could just move away using the sensors. It's the same. The red places are slippery areas. So you could climb quite steep hills. You don't have so much equipment at this stage, but you could still go. All right, let's go back top on the mountains. And you'll hear the rhythm and the melody coming back in, the chorus.
Credits.
And also, let's move on. And the camera changes at sometimes. I call it like the Peter Jackson camera. And if you don't like this, you could hit the button and the camera will switch back. And I also, when it's during this camera, you won't fall. So I kind of, programmed that you won't fall, but you need to balance. It's not as easy as you see. And you could go anywhere, right? And you have to kind of learn the balancing so you won't fall. You don't want to fall. And also this time, the map changes real time because you have natural disasters like earthquakes, floods, forest fires. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the earthquake. Yeah, there's a small one coming. And this is a small one to predict a bigger one, but you need to keep balance not to fall off. All right, let's go a little further. But then a big one's going to come. You have to really stand still and balance, otherwise you fall. Now you could imagine if this was a snowy mountains, you get like avalanches. So as you can see, the map changed. Now you can't go there anymore. And Lou is starting to cry because was scared. So let's soothe Lou. Okay, let's see the movement of the controller here, as you can see.
Das gibt's immer noch.
And you could soothe Lou. Or you could close up. You could see the close up of Lou's face and we'll stop crying, but okay, we're soothing. Okay, Lou is now happy. Yeah, smiling. All right, let's put it back. So you have to take care of Lou too. All right, we're gonna cut here because it's gonna have a long distance, but that's the beginning.
What'd you guys think of that? Incredible. Amazing to see the world and the music and all that come together in such a beautiful way.
Es hieß, dass es immer wieder auftaucht,
Yeah,
dass die Map sich verändert dadurch.
Ja, das glaube ich schon. Aber das jetzt am Anfang war gescriptet, damit das halt dabei ist. Aber
Ja, wahrscheinlich ja.
Yeah, it's a delivery game, but I want to show the delivery process, but I think you'll be bored watching delivery. Of course, playing is fun, but watching is different. So, I brought in like an action scene. So you remember Cliff, played by Mats in Death Stranding 1. So I have a little bit character that resembles that. So Sam goes into this unknown world, and it's a gameplay on that area. So it's a battle scene. So I hope Mr. Yoshike won't fumble this one. Hope you could cheer for him back there. He's been practicing this.
Das Game nur laufen.
All right, well, it sounds like he's ready backstage, so let's take a look at this battle sequence from Death Stranding 2. Real live gameplay.
So, remember the last time was different wars, but this time it's different natural disasters. So this is representing the fire.
Grüße
So you
gehen
have
raus an die
like
Bitrate auf
fireworks,
Twitch.
things like that. But you see, it looks beautiful, but it's dangerous. And there'll be like lavas flying around. And you'll see like this ghost, we call it remains. And you see some ghosts walking by as well. So yes, the fire starts to spread. And Dolman, as a sidekick, will speak to you too. So there's this fireworks still going on, and all these lavas falling at you. Well, actually, the lava is just as part of the whales, but anyways. And you see the warriors, we call it, who is guarding Neil, comes out. So you could go to the right and sneak, but you won't battle. So this time, I know everyone wants to see battle, right? So we're going to go through the middle this time. And since this is Australia, I'm going to use a blood boomerang, right? So Sam's blood is in there. So okay, it's a little hard to see, but I think he's aiming.
Australien gesagt? Ja, war doch
I
klar.
think he won't make a
Haben wir doch
mistake here.
genau gesehen an Spinnen.
Yeah, good hit. And boomerang comes back. But if you're not good at battling, you could actually sneak away as well. You could always have that option.
Nice.
All right, the boomerang came back.
Okay, das ist cool.
All right, we got. All right, the fire is starting to spread. Yes, all these things flying around. So we use something called the tar cannon. It's a little heavy equipment, but you could distinguish the fire. You could even put out forest fires with this, but it's very heavy, so you have to, think about when you're carrying this. And you could, they find you now. The warriors found you. But this tar cannon is actually usable as a weapon, so you could shoot the warriors too. Yep, we got him. All right, we're going to take out the fire. Well, of course, you could take any route, but let's go through the middle. And it's very heavy equipment, so he's a little slow. Yep, watch out.
Frohes Neues.
Okay, from here, it takes a little while, so I'm going to skip. So there'll be more warriors coming up.
Yes.
And I think Yoshike did a good job, yeah?
Yes.
Die Partikel da, krass.
We're going to skip to the next scene for the battle, where Neil is waiting, and the warriors, 4 warriors, are waiting. This is a difficult part. So could you pray for Yoshike-san, please?
And one thing we should say, Hideo, is
ich hätte eine PS5 Pro geholt für GTA 6. Das wurde verschoben, aber jetzt habe ich trotzdem Grund dafür. Geil.
It's from... Well, you met Cliff a couple of times, but Neil, the same. You go numerous times to this world, and it's the natural disaster. This time it's fire, as I said. It could be like the earthquake or the flood, kind of, so you go to that world.
Incredible. All right, well, let's take a look now at this, the continuation of this sequence, battling Neil.
So Sam has a lot of equipment. So we're going to show you a little equipment as well. Like, okay, let's wear a cap. So we have so many caps, but this time you could reverse the cap when you wear it. Norman does this. So you could kind of wear it reverse. Great improvement. Also the backpack. You see the back plate, which protects you, or the rotor storage and grenade pouch.
Sehr wichtig.
And also chiral anti-gravity device. I always put that 3 so that helps my I could put a lot of weight on my backpack. But okay, this is the. Of course, you could change the colors too. But so this is the equipment this time. We have a lot of things on our back. Let's battle Neil.
Ja. Da hätten wir's.
Okay, we're going to confront the warriors and Neil. So let's do a little stealthy first. Well, we're just trying to defeat Neil, but we want to get the warriors too. So we'll find one warrior, and we're sneaking behind. And we got him with the rope.
Es ist sehr picky von mir, aber ich finde es doof, dass die Kerzen nicht reagieren.
One warrior. Yep. All right. Oh wait, we see Neil right there. And Neil's like looking away, so let's use an assault rifle. Oh wait, he warped out. All right. We gotta find him again. Yeah, you need to kind of do a headshot to the warriors to defeat them.
大丈夫かな
Well, he's doing good.
Oh nein, mit dem Controller Headshot machen.
Wait, I think he warped up at the tower. Yeah, and with warriors as well. Well, okay, where should we go? You could go anywhere, so... Yeah, don't be too obsessed with the fireworks. You gotta find a route. Okay, I think they're there. So we'll use a grenade. Oh, that's a nice shot. Yeah, this is not really cool, right? But it's okay. Wait a minute. They kind of found him. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
All right. Let's change weapons. Oh, that was
Immer ein
close.
gutes Zeichen.
We need to get Neil, though. Well, be careful. Oh, Cryptobite. Yeah, we need to take Cryptobite. Sorry for the life.
Noch überall einfach. Ja. Alles klar. Die gibt's auch wieder. Sehr gut. Erstmal ein Snack.
Well, you're in trouble. All right, good. I think we got him.
Er muss auch ultra nervös sein, gerade da zu spielen übrigens, ne?
Ja, aber hallo.
Während alle ihm da zuschauen.
Well, I think we got him. And maybe he went somewhere. Oh, he went to the rooftop. Well, Yoshiki is struggling. Because it's, you know, AI, I don't know where they're gonna go.
Typischer Zuschauer. Warum nimmt ihr Ihr Assault Rifle nicht mit? Da lag ein Assault Rifle.
Die ist schlechter als das, was er hat, bestimmt, oder?
Probably
Er hat ein Assault
up
Rifle.
the
nee, jetzt,
tower,
er
so we're
nimmt eine
gonna
andere.
go find him.
Okay.
Naja. Man muss ja nicht die guten Sachen nehmen, naja.
Whoa, okay, we found a shotgun. All right, we're gonna go
Ich hätte es
close
natürlich
combat.
besser gemacht, weil ich Zuschauer bin.
Yeah, and maybe too much
Diese Würmer sind sowas wie Health Potions, oder wie?
package on our back.
Habe ich vergessen. Aber die kleinen Würmchen auf jeden Fall.
And Sam could also kind of make noises verbally, so to distract, you know, the warriors or whoever. And you could kind of call them. I think they're not hearing Sam yet, but let's try to call them so they'll come right at Sam. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Oh.
Yeah, they're probably from above. Let's go above. We'll also might use a smoke grenade. Oh, so close.
Oh no.
Oh, fuck. Ja, natürlich. Vorführeffekt.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
that was good. We got him.
Natürlich.
Yes. Yoshige.
Man kennt es.
Oh, and Neil's right there, so we need to get Neil.
Nice. GG.
Well, you know, the
Ja,
thing
hauen
about
weg.
smoke
Hau Neil
grenade
weg,
is
komm.
they can't see you, but we can't see them too.
Der ist auch down.
All right, I think we got him.
どうするんですか？
All right, what are we going to do? What are you doing?
これグレネードピストルという。
It's called the grenade pistol. So it's like a handgun. So you don't have to package it. You could put it in your holster. So it's really good. A small gun.
ちょっとせこい戦いが。
Yeah, it's yeah.
これちょっとせこいですね。これ。
Yeah, it's a little cheating in a way. I mean, like, not cool. It's not like how you really want to battle, but anyways. Oh no.
Doch, genauso will ich kämpfen. Ich meine, die können das ja offensichtlich auch.
All right, we're gonna go different area.
Oh yeah.
Yep, I think we got him. Okay, we'll change the shotgun.
So, Headshot muss man noch machen, oder?
Bisher war es scheißegal. Der hat auf den Magen geballert und der Kopf ist trotzdem
We're
weggeflogen.
getting him. Oh, he kind of warped out.
Das war wieder Neil. Okay, ja, dann ist
All
egal.
right, where do we head now?
Junge, was ist denn
And you
mit dem
can
Typen?
actually check the Odra deck to see where he is or he warped to. So we're gonna go in that direction.
ちょっと気をつけていきましょうね。
All right, I think we know where he is.
はい、ちょっとピンを。
Probably in the graveyard area.
まあもうニールしかいないと思うんで。
And it's only now Neo. It's a face-off with the.
まだ見つかってない。
Ah, there he is.
かわいそうに。
Yeah, we could pour Neo.
Hat ihn gerade in den Arsch geschossen?
Oh, he warped away.
Aua, die Niere. Jetzt aber nicht mehr so weit. Oh. Ach du. Get him.
どこ行ったの？
Jetzt lässt er sich auch Zeit mit dem Schießen.
あ、いたいた。
Er genießt es richtig.
倒しました。
Yes, we got him.
ちょっと危なかったですね。
Oh, that was a
Jetzt
close
ist er-
call.
Alles klar. Er musste da stehen wegen der Cutscene, deswegen ist er da geblieben. Verstehe.
Aber cool, in der Cutscene hat dann auch. Hast du das Cappy richtig rum auf?
Nee.
Nee, also also so wie es
Achso, du meinst,
aufgesetzt wurde.
ja, okay, ja.
Is he implying this is some sort of realm for the enlightened?
Smells like Teen Spirit.
はい、ちょっとここまで。
Okay, up to here.
No more. What'd you guys think of that?
Dem Baby geht's gut. Dem Baby geht's gut.
War das die ganze Zeit dabei?
Okay.
I know it's never easy for a creator
Ich
after
weiß
spending
nicht.
so many years
Ich glaube, er
building
hatte vorne
a
wieder
game
so
to
dieses komische
finally
Gebubbel
to
wie im
show the
ersten
raw
Teil.
gameplay like that in an unfiltered way in front of the audience on a live stream. So thank you for doing that, Hideo. I think it gives everyone a great sense of the gameplay. Very nice of you.
まあちょっと注意事項。
Well, one note.
配達のゲームなんで。
It's a delivery game, okay? Don't forget
Sehr
that.
nice.
今回はまあ。
But this time,
戦いたくない人は迂回したりと
people
か。
could avoid battles if you want.
ステ
Or
ルスで行ったり。
you could do stealth play if you
まあ武器
want.
とかも
Or I
装
put
備
in
も豊富に
a lot
今
of
回提供できるので
weapons and things like that in the game as well. So if you want to battle, you could.
ゲームは世界を
But
つなぐ。
the game is about to connect the world, right? So don't forget that meaning.
Well, I do think you have a great balance in it because there's more action, but the deliveries are so beautiful and so incredible. And some of the
Während man
missions
alles wegballert.
you guys get into it, I think you're going to have a great time playing it. So let me ask you guys, having now seen the game demo, probably for the first time too, Shioli, what do you think of what Mr. Kojima has in his head here?
Yeah, it's my first time seeing like the actual game footage. It's so awesome. I don't know, I'm not really good at games myself, but I'll definitely have a friend come over and help me play it.
Yoshike, it's available. You can pop over. Now, Troy, you've done a lot of games. You've worked on a lot of games, development of games. You obviously know what Halo did with DS1. What's your reaction to seeing that DS2?
This is my favorite part because as much fun as it is making the game, being on the set, and I have to hand it to him. Hideo does a really good job of there's a lot of materials on set when we're there. There's big poster boards and there's a lot of careful diligence that goes into each shot, and so there's a lot of information that we have. With that said, it don't look like that. We're a bunch of goofballs in performance capture suits with cameras hanging off our head in a big gray room. We're idiots being insane. And it's, yes, it's when I co-starred. Nolan North here, everybody. But the best part is every time, and it never gets old, and especially in this game, it's like, oh, that's what it looks like. And it's always better than the movie in my head. So I love that we got to see this for the first time with you guys, and I know it's just a taste of what's to come. I'm just more like, can I get it in my hands right now? Because that's how I feel.
Not long. Woodkid, we've seen some of the quieter moments that you've been a part of in the game. This is obviously a much more action-packed moment. When you were working with it, were you exposed to some of these moments to help inspire the music?
Yeah, all the time. This is the first time I see that sequence finished, and it's so dope. So, yeah, I've been fed these kind of things, but like, Hideo loves to talk in percentage, so he will show you something, it will be like 20% done, or like 30% done. And I've seen some of these things like 20, 30, 40% done, but now it's like, it's really amazing to see the stealth thing and everything. I really want to play it, and we might think that he's showing us everything tonight, and you're seeing nothing.
I know. I would agree. Yes. There is so much to this game. I said that's an early sequence from the game, and I've only played, I think it's like maybe half the game, and it's like I can't wait to see the rest of it. And we all won't have to wait long. Obviously, Death Stranding 2 On the Beach is coming out on June 26th, so later this month, which is very, very special. Well, Hideo, we've seen our live demo. I wanted to ask you, is there anything else that you wanted to share with players today?
Bisschen ja, aber oh God.
For Death Stranding, I want to talk about music a little bit more.
Right.
So, since Yoan's here, Woodkid's here, so I want to kind of make a little announcement about some music things.
Absolutely, yes. Woodkid, we've talked a lot about the music and your collaboration with Hideo. I understand you have some news to share with people about many of your songs that are coming together for a soundtrack album.
Yes, I mean, we know the game is coming out like in June 26th, is that it? But you're going to be able to like experience the world of Death Stranding a little bit before, because we made a record, and it's here. It's this guy, and I'm so excited. So excited about it. It is a collection of songs that is an arbitrary contraction of the procedural developments in the game. It's initially hours and hours and hours of music, but we had to make it fit in 2 vinyls. So, yeah.
So digital album, and it's coming out when?
Oh, I think it might be just on pre-order now already.
Yeah.
Right now, actually. Are they pushing the button? Let's push the button. It's out for pre-order now, and it's out
Aber es kommt wahrscheinlich noch eine
June
Komplettversion
13th.
So what's
von den
cool
ganzen
is the album is
Soundtracks
coming
raus.
out June 13th ahead of the
6
game.
LPs oder so.
So if you want to get a little preview sonically of what you're going to get to experience in the game, next Friday, the Woodkid album will be out. And that has, more than a dozen tracks, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just some variations, and there's even a featuring by someone called Hideo Kojima in it, in one of the songs.
Tell us more, Hideo, can you?
Yeah. It's nothing, really.
Okay.
It's not. It's amazing. It's my favorite track.
Well, we'll be listening next weekend. Speaking of the soundtrack, I think there's one more thing that you wanted to share with all of us about it, right?
すごい全曲いい神曲なんですけど、
Yes, all the songs are great.
今サブスク
Like
で
super.
To the Wild が出てるじゃないですか。
But you have like To the Wilder on your
他の曲も
streaming
うっすら
service. And you
曲名
kind
見え
of
てるん
see
ですよね。
the album like grayed out, right? You could see the
気づいた人もいると思い
title.
ますけど、
And I think some of you realized, but
そのちょっと
I wanted to show you a little
ことをちょっとここで紹介
kind of behind the scenes of that.
Great. Behind the scenes of To the Wilder. Check this out.
So, Elle,
Yes.
I recorded the whole version myself, because there's a version where I sing it all.
Yes.
We're going to redo it all,
All of it.
just you.
Yes.
Chorus, verses. Yes. See where you feel the most at ease.
Yes. So far away, I'll reach you.
Beautiful.
To the wilder, to the wilder, to the wilder you. But if you doubt and question what the future holds, remember there's no place you can't call home. Who we
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. It's getting there.
Voll geil. Voll geil. Ich freue mich jetzt schon. Was? Was? Okay, es wird sehr interessant wieder.
Well, that seems like a bit of a reveal. We know To the Wilder with Woodkid, but it looks like L is also doing a version of this?
Yes. I saw L's Teen Spirit, and I actually have the soundtrack. And I wanted L to sing. So when To the Wilder was made, I told Johan, said, why don't we have L sing? But then Johan said, no, she's my friend, and we sang together once, and it was such a coincidence. And I didn't know. I felt the connection there too. So that's why I had Elle sing the song with Johan Woodkid.
Yeah, Johan, I know you have a long relationship with Elle, right?
Yeah, I shot, as a director, I shot Elle when she was 14, so I've known her for a long time. And 10 years ago, we sang on stage at the Montreux Jazz Festival, and she has such an amazing voice. And on top of just giving so much with the interpretation of the song, she really changed the meaning of the lyrics by her interpretation. So I really, really love that version. And what you've seen here is just a snippet of just all the things we've put together in that record, and the Suginami Junior chorus also that we recorded in Japan with Hideo. That was on my previous record that I brought back on the soundtrack and the orchestra in Paris. So it's been just being all around the world, and the big moment of it was like singing this song with Elle. So I'm so grateful. I wish she was here tonight so I could tell her how much I love her, and I'm grateful that she's on that record with us.
Can't wait to hear it. Is it the same lyrics? Is it different? What can you tell us about the song?
No. Well, you have to pre-order it, and you will know exactly what this version is like. There's a few versions of To the Wilder on that record, actually.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll experience it hopefully next
Ich höre
weekend.
gerade zu beim Interview.
Very
Ich
cool.
höre tatsächlich zu.
Hideo, this track, is it
das.
something that is it just for the album, or will this be in the game too?
Well, I want everyone to pre-order.
To the Wilder すごいいい曲で
To the Wilder is such a great song.
劇中いっぱいかかるんですけど
And of course it's played a lot in the game. But at one moment there's this time, it's like really emotional. You'll have all your liquids coming out from your body. But first, you need to test it, so pre-order.
There's also a vinyl version, a beautiful limited vinyl with all the beautiful design from the game, and it's also on pre-order now, I think.
Wow.
Like everything's like available to pre-order now.
And vinyl's coming a little bit later, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's great. The soundtrack, obviously, as we mentioned, will be out on June 13th, so this coming Friday, you'll get to experience the soundtrack and, of course, the game on June 26th. Well, we're approaching the end of today's show. We don't want to spoil too much of the game for you guys before you play it. But I know today is just the beginning, really the first stop of the World Strand Tour. It's back, right?
はい。26日発売ですけど、
Yes, 26 is the release date, but then afterwards I go to Sydney. The release date will be in Tokyo for an event, and then I go to Paris, London, and then after that go to parts of Asia. And I'm going to do this all throughout this year to everywhere.
Ja, komm halt nicht nach Köln.
So 12 countries, I think, probably. And from November, we'll have this Orchestra Death Stranding tour. And of course, that goes all around the world, so I might go. And maybe Johan Woodkid participate in this. All other musicians will participate in this classic, orchestra tour too.
Yes, it's going to be a busy year for you, and I know you're in Sydney later this week. So it's so kind of you to come out and be a part of Summer Game Fest and the show on Friday and today, and sharing some of the game with the world for the first time here. Well, before we conclude tonight's premiere, I want to go around and see if anyone has any closing remarks on their thoughts on the chance to collaborate with Hideo and this game, starting with you, Woodkid.
Well, go
soll in
play
Berlin
that
sein,
game,
stand kein Berlin drauf.
It's quite
Da stand kein Deutschland auf der Liste.
Hideo for having me on board. I'm so grateful. I was so free to propose things, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm glad you connected with my darkness the way I connected with yours. And thank you for allowing me so much like CPU like megabytes for the music, because it usually always comes last, and this time it came first, and so I had so much like CPU allowance for the music. So there's so much amazing things you're gonna see on that game. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hideo, very, very much.
We did an incredible job, and it's you said true collaborator with Hideo on the music. Troy, you've done a lot of games. Does this one feel any different to you?
Yeah, man, if it doesn't, then I should get out of this business. It always feels weird to say something so personal in such a public format, but over a decade ago, you hired me for a job, and before you left, you said, or a while later, you came to me and you said, I'm working on a great role for a great game. And you make good on that promise, my friend. And you've not only done it once, but you've done it twice. And when you say you're going to make a great game, you deliver on that promise. So thank you for giving me a job, and thank you for having me back.
No, Hideo is one of the most loyal, upstanding guys out there, and I know he really values his collaboration with you, Troy. You guys have done amazing things in the first game, and just wait until you guys see Higgs in DS2. It's pretty wild. Shirley, this was your first collaboration with Hideo, going from the outreach from him to ask you to be in the game, doing the English and the Japanese voices. I know I've seen on Instagram you being in the studio, recording the Japanese voice. I know this has been a big collaboration for you. Any final thoughts on what it was like to work with Hideo?
I don't even know where to begin. Every single process, as an actor, it was the first time to challenge everything with the shoot, ADR, but I think Hideo really understands what we go through as actors. Just talking about the music, we had like little ear things in our ear, and he'd just play your music, and just something small like that. We don't have a film set, but it really brings all the emotions out, and it's really rare that during like the ADR process, I had a few times where I was almost about to cry, because just his storytelling and the music and everything, when it comes together, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Everything was beyond imagination. So, 本当にありがとうございます. I'm so proud to be a part of this. Thank you.
Rainey has some great moments as well in the game that you'll get to see when you play it. Well, we have one last special message from Elle. Let's take a look at that now.
Hi, it's Elle again. I hope you all enjoyed the Death Stranding 2 on the beach game premiere. I can't wait for you to see tomorrow in action and for you to play the game.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Al. Well, before we wrap it up, we have to give the last word of this special celebration to the one and only Hideo Kojima.
デスストはつながりのゲ
Death
ームなん
Stranding
ですよね。
is about a game of connection.
で2を作ろうとした時、
And
皆さ
when
んも
I
そうですけど、
tried
コロナになっ
to
て大変
create
な思いをしま
2,
した。
everyone experienced a
孤立し
pandemic,
て
right?
一人
Together.
になって
Everyone was solitude
この未
alone.
来がどうなるかわからない
And
時に、
people were worried what's going to happen to the
DS2 を
future.
作らないといけない
But then I
時
had to
に
create DS2.
ノーマンとか
And
レアさんとかトロイ、
You know, I talked
ワン
with
のメンバーが支え
Norman,
てくれまして、
you know,
で
Leia,
新たな
Troy
メンバーのエル
supported
さ
me
ん
as
とか
well.
しおりさんとか、
And the new members,
ヨア
Al,
もそうですけど、
Shiori, and
新
Yoan
たな
as
つながり
well.
が加わ
We
って、
became connected
ようやく完
for
成した。
DS2, and now we're
つ
finished.
ながりを、表現するゲームではあるんですけど、
So
制
the
作
game
も
is
つなが
about
りを体験した
connection,
の
but
で、
even development was
なん
all
か
about
変な話
connection.
ですけど、
So
つ
strange
ながり
story,
を
but
追求するためにつながりをたどって、
when you try to create a
皆
connection
さんそのゲー
game,
ムを
I
遊ん
kind
で
of
いただ
follow
い
my
て、そこ
connection
を
that
感
I
じてほしい
had.
んですけど
And I
も、
want you to feel
僕ら
that
作り
too.
手も
And not
や
just
っぱりそ
us.
こを、リアルな体験をしましたので、
Everyone had this
その思いが
real
必ず入っている
experience,
と思います。
and it's in there. What you
皆さんの
experienced
力
during the
がなければ
pandemic as
ここ
well,
まで来れ
and
なかったんで、
I wouldn't
本当
have
にあり
made
が
it
とうご
with
ざい
all
ま
of
す。
these people, including you.
はい、
So I
光
want
栄
to
です。
say thank you to everyone.
楽
Thank
しんで
you.
くださいね。
I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you for all that you do, Hideo. I know we're all very excited to play Death Stranding 2. Thanks to you, thanks to all our guests on stage, thanks to Al, and thanks to all of you for watching online, being here in person. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is available for pre-order now and launches exclusively on PlayStation 5 on June 26th. And you can check out PlayStation.com for more information on the game. In the meantime, to all of you in the audience and for those tuning in on the live stream, thank you so much for giving us your time and watching this. We hope you enjoyed today's game premiere for Death Stranding 2 on the
Oh. Oh, jetzt hängt's bei mir, geil.
Bei mir gerade eben auch.
Passend.
Beach.
Okay.
PlayStation 5. Thank you all so much. Have a great night.
Ja, wo ist die letzte Szene? Okay,
Kamst du auf deine Kosten, Erik?
Ich fand das Interview ganz cool. Also ich habe gerne zugehört, bin ich ehrlich. Aber ich hätte doch mehr Gameplay gesehen gerne.
Wie fandst du denn
Weil
das,
ich
was man
glaube-
gesehen hat?
Ich glaube, wenig aussagekräftig. Also ich glaube, man hat ein bisschen Wanderung gesehen und wie die Karte sich ändert. Dann hat man ein bisschen Kampf gesehen, aber ich glaube, das war sehr wenig aussagekräftig.
Ja, also als jemand, der mit Death Stranding 1 wirklich gar keine Berührung hat, ja, wunderschönes Spiel. Das kann ich auf jeden Fall sagen. Unglaublich schön. Aber ich fand das für mich persönlich vom Gameplay gezeigte her sehr, ja, wie du es schon meintest, wenig aussagekräftig. Da war, es sah auch eher, also für mich, so gerade der Kampf sehr langweilig aus. Der hat mich gar nicht gecatcht. Aber dafür das Grafische, das Optische war sehr, sehr geil.
Optisch,
Ja.
auch ohrig, ja, auch Audio, ganz vorne, also ganz vorne mit dabei.
Ja.
Ich mag so Kleinigkeiten, dass die Musik sich ändert, je nachdem, was man selber macht. Das finde
Schöne
ich
Idee.
cool.
Ja, ja.
Ja, weil man damit rumspielen kann. Ich glaube, irgendwann wird es einem egal sein, aber trotzdem schön.
Ja.
Aber ich hätte gern noch so 1, 2 Eindrücke hätte ich gerne noch gehabt. Gerne noch vom Game, nicht unbedingt die Story, sondern einfach nur gerne noch vom Gameplay. Vielleicht noch ein bisschen so, vielleicht ein bisschen später noch. Nicht Spoiler vom Endgame, aber so ein bisschen später. So,
Ja.
was einen noch ein bisschen erwartet, dass man so noch 2, 3 Sachen zu sehen kriegt.
Ja.
Aber ja, und ich meine, vor allen Dingen, weil das Spiel wird ja wahrscheinlich wieder ewig viele Stunden gehen. Das heißt, ich glaube, selbst wenn die 4 Stunden gezeigt hätten insgesamt, hätten wir nichts gesehen vom Game.
Nee, ganz bestimmt nicht. Nee. Also das
Ja,
habe ich ja damals
also
bei dir bei Dark Souls, bei Death Stranding 1 gesehen. Ja, ja. Da hätte mir dieses, also weil Hideo Kojima das auch so häufig angesprochen hatte, dieses Connecten, wie wichtig das Connecten ist. Und also auf Twitter haben wir jetzt ja gerade schon eine Menge erfahren, welche Collaborations es beispielsweise geben wird mit diesem VTube-Modell. Oder das ist kein VTube-Modell, das ist ein anderes. Wie heißt es denn? Ich komme gerade nicht drauf. Aber da habe ich jetzt gerade über die andere Promo mehr erfahren jetzt als über dieses große Event. Hier habe ich gar nichts erfahren. Für mich. So, da war keine Connection, da war nur Laufen, ein bisschen Stolpern. Das mit der Musik, das war ganz cool. Aber leider sehr wenig. Und
Ja,
ja.
das Laufen, Stolpern, Gleichgewicht gab es ja im ersten Teil auch schon. Das war das Coole an der Steuerung, ne, dass man immer so ein bisschen gucken musste,
Ja, ja.
je mehr du dabei hast, desto schwieriger wird's und so weiter. Das war jetzt auch, naja, nicht unbedingt neu, aber selbst auch wenn mir so viel über Connection erzählt wird, ich hätte gern noch ein bisschen mehr gewusst, was die Connection diesmal ausmacht im zweiten Teil. Weil im ersten Teil waren es ja diese Spuren, die man auch gesehen hat und so weiter, dass andere Spieler das spielen und du kannst sehen, wie die gehen, wo die sind und du
Ja,
findest
genau,
Sachen
genau.
von denen
Und dann
irgendwie.
rufen die auch
Genau.
Hallo, hier, da und so, ja.
Ja, genau. Und ich hätte gern gesehen in diesem Teil, wie sich Connection zumindest so ansatzweise ein bisschen auswirkt.
Ja.
So, ja.
Also ich werde bei dir zugucken, aber das hat mich jetzt. Also ich war auch extra, ich war die ganze Zeit ruhig, weil ich habe probiert, dem eine absolut faire Chance zu geben, dass es mich begeistern darf. Und Troy Baker finde ich auch geil und Woodkid finde ich geil. Aber ich werde bei dir zugucken, aber das wird nichts für mich sein. Leider.
Ja, das ist okay.
Ja.
Es ist okay. Na, ich bin gespannt. Also ich werde mal wieder Zeit lassen. Ich
Ja,
werde spielen
hoffentlich.
den ersten Teil, ne?
Ja.
Jetzt wieder spielen wir den ersten Teil, ein bisschen rumlaufen, ein bisschen alles austesten.
Ja.
Ja, bin gespannt.
Aber wir haben nichts über Norman Reedus diesmal gesagt.
Ja, das stimmt. Da
Warum?
also er wurde gezeigt auf jeden Fall, aber
Ja.
Norman wurde auch nicht mal erwähnt.
Nicht
gerade.
einmal, also alle anderen,
Was
aber.
ungewöhnlich ist.
Ja, habe ich mich auch gewundert gerade.
Ja. Tja. Naja, ja, mal gucken, ne?
Ja. Aber Troy Baker am Singen, das kann nur gut werden. Ich liebe ihn, ich liebe seine Stimme, ich liebe alles, was er macht. Der Typ ist brillant, genial. Das ist toll.
Ich bin sehr, sehr gespannt. Also die Gesangsparts und so, also auch die Szenen fand ich sehr gut.
Ja.
Ich mochte die Sequenzen, die gezeigt wurden, war ja kein Gameplay, aber die Sequenzen fand ich hervorragend. Und ich glaube auch, davon werden wir eine Menge wieder sehen im Spiel. Ich bin gespannt auf die sehr weirde Story und wie wir uns wieder zurechtlegen werden, wie alles zusammenhängt.
Gibt es denn eine Auflösung der Story? Ja. Also gibt es eine Erklärung für das, was man in Death Stranding 1 gesehen hat?
Ja, gibt es. Und ich glaube, wenn ich mich recht entsinne, auch als wir gespielt haben, haben wir uns das sehr gut alles zusammengereimt.
Okay.
Den Eindruck habe ich jetzt, glaube ich, immer noch, dass wir das sehr gut hinbekommen haben.
Okay.
Ja. Also, mal gucken. Ich bin diesmal gespannt, weil das mit der Puppe irgendwie da hängt. Es wird ein bisschen skurril, glaube ich, wieder.
Also, warum hat dann Tomorrow diese gelben Augen gehabt? Oder dieses gelbe, den Schleier an den Augen? Was war das? Weil das gab es ja auch in Death Stranding 1 bei Matt Mikkelsen.
Genau, das war dieses Chiralium, ich habe keine Ahnung. Mich hat auch gewundert, warum sie durch den Teer reisen kann, wo eigentlich immer diese komischen Schattenviecher rauskamen und die angegriffen haben. Ich habe mich schon gefragt, ob sie vielleicht die Tochter ist vom Gegner aus dem ersten Teil. Hab vergessen, wie er hieß. Le Chiffre, ja.
Es gab doch noch diesen anderen, diesen etwas Verrückten, der dann auf deiner Seite war. Wer war das denn?
Ja, es gab noch Hartman, gab's noch. Der war immer sehr cool. Oh Gott, ich muss wirklich. Ja, Fragile wäre auch nochmal. Kommt Fragile wieder zurück? Ich muss aber wirklich nochmal den ersten Teil muss ich nochmal aufholen, weil es ist lange her und die Story war einfach eine Achterbahn. Deadman, stimmt. Hartman gab's, Deadman gab's. Ja. Und stimmt, und wir haben eine Sequenz gesehen, in My World, also in meiner Welt werden Babys nicht geboren. Es gibt also verschiedene Welten, die sich da treffen.
Ja.
Das ist wahrscheinlich auch eine Connection. Vermute ich mal. Ja, Die Hardman, stimmt, den gab es auch noch, Die Hardman.
Also das war der Gute, das war Benicio del Toro, oder?
Ich glaube, der war's. Ja. Oh, Junge. Ja, ich muss da auf jeden Fall, noch mal gucken, alles. Und dann, aber ich glaube, allein die Szenen aus dem ersten Teil gehen 7 Stunden oder so. Nur die Sequenzen. Ja. Mann.
Guillermo, genau, Entschuldigung, Guillermo, ja.
Ja.
Aber ich hoffe, du kamst auf deine Kosten jetzt.
Ich hätte gern mehr gesehen.
Ja.
Ich hätte gern mehr gesehen, aber ja. Können wir den ersten Teil auch noch vorher auf Gronkh TV nachholen? Ich weiß gar nicht, ob die entsprechenden Streams jetzt inzwischen alle hochgeladen sind. Wir haben ja eine Menge alte hochgeladen. Ich weiß nicht, ob die schon alle da sind. Ich weiß es einfach nicht. Kann's dir nicht sagen. Aber das dauert lange, bis man die geguckt hat. Weil ich habe echt lange gespielt.
Man hat noch 17 Tage Zeit.
Ja, das reicht gerade so.
Ja.
Machst du ein klassisches Let's Play draus oder Live-LP im Stream? Weiß ich noch nicht genau. Ehrlich gesagt.
Ich glaube, wenn es rauskommt, wirst du streamen und danach dann entscheiden, oder?
Ja, kann passieren. Ja. Ich muss auf jeden Fall erstmal die Plays wieder anschließen. Ja. Junge.
Das war schön.